have one child, and in 1972, I became a victim of that Native American women's sterilization program. That was funded by Congress under an act called Family Planning Act. That act said that we were unfit mothers to bring our own kind into this world. We were told that all the Indian women and all the minority indigenous women are on welfare, uneducated. That was their reason for doing that to a lot of us. So up to this day, I have one daughter, and she was here with me for that event that took place on Friday. And I tell her about this now that she's, about 38 years old, 39. This is the reason why your birth certificate does not say San Francisco. This is the reason why you don't have brothers and sisters. One by one, boarding school, relocation, Native American sterilization. One by one, I went over whatever obstacle the government put before me. The longer they kept me here, the more I learned about myself. So when I do my presentation, I always say, I was at the right place, at the right time, at the BIA's expense. They sent me here to learn about myself, to find out what being Indian is all about. Because I didn't read it in the book. The only movie that I would see was cowboys and the Indians, and a lot of the Indian boys that I went to school with wanted to be cowboys because the Indians always got killed. Up to this day, we've got a lot of young men that are, playing cowboys. They don't know about their history. So, in today, we still have a lot of struggles on our land. There's a little flyer that says, Save the Peak.
San Francisco.
San Francisco Peak, that's one of the Navajo sacred mountains on the east side, on the west side. They wanted to put a ski resort up there, but that mountain we use to get our herbs, our food. Animals live up there. That's a sacred mountain. 13 tribes that live around that mountain go up there to pray, to do their ceremonies. So that went to 2 circuit court. At the end, the business people won. So now do you see this one says, it's just like saying, you're saying don't shop here at this mall. We're saying, don't bring the ski resort up here. Don't pump up the treated water. They call it treated water to make artificial snow in case it doesn't snow, enough to have that ski resort open. A couple of months ago, our governor of New Mexico designated Mount Taylor as a sacred mountain. No more uranium mining near that mountain. But then the Spanish people, the Anglo people that live in that little Grants town started beating on the native people that go there, that hang around there in the evening. Because they said, you took our jobs away. Now we can't, feed our family because we depended on uranium. But to us as native people, sacred land, sacred mountain, it stays with us because we understand why they're there. In 1972, Leonard Crodog took the Sundance to Big Mountain, the Hopi-Navajo dispute. From the time I left from here in 73, with all the things that I have been through, I turned to alcohol because I didn't have anybody to talk to, that didn't understand the things that you go through. For 10 years, I drank. My daughter probably suffered through that 10 years because I wasn't a good mother. By 1990, I turned to that Sundance. I got involved. I became strong again. I found myself again, got out of that rut. Since then, I've been going there. Leonard Crodot was our Sundance chief. He talked to us, he counseled us. How to dress when you're dancing, how to act. 1999 is when they blocked that Sundance entrance. They weren't allowing anybody to go in. We were going in and we were turned away. But we stayed around that area and we went in until 2 in the morning when all the guards went home to sleep. When they let their guards off, you know. Then the next day, Leonard Crodot told us, today is tree day. I want everybody at my camp 6 in the morning. So we all went to his camp. And he talked to all of us. He said, all the men are going today to get the tree. We know we're going to go out, but I don't know if they'll let us come back in. When we leave, we don't know if they're going to come in and harass you, because only the women and children are going to be there. So what he said was, think about your children's safety. Think about your own safety first. If you want to leave, leave. If you want to stay, keep your fire going. All the men folks will be gone all that day. At the end, he said, it's a good day to die. And I thought, where have I heard that before? But everything came out okay. We had our Sundance. But at the end, we had to move our camp to another location. We took every stone that was on that, by the sweat lodge, everything. We didn't leave nothing there. That following summer, anime camp, Sundance, was bulldozed down because they told them the same thing too. I know a lot of people, when I say I'm going to my Sundance, they say that's not a Navajo religion. That was brought over by our Lakota brothers and sisters. Christian isn't our Navajo religion. Mormon isn't our Navajo religion, but a lot of you go there. And that's what I said. My grandma lived to be 110, 2006 in July. Before she left, she always used to talk to me. What religion you decide to practice is up to you. So I stay with my Navajo traditional religion, ceremonies, and plus the Sundance. That keeps me strong, even though I go once a year. I go for purification, for dancing, you know, fasting and all that. Up to this day, people say, why do you do it? And I say, why do you go to church? Same thing. I pray to my Creator. I give thanks to my Creator for who I am. No matter what I have been through, He kept me strong to be here for my daughter, my granddaughter. And in 1996 to 97, I had a scholarship to go to Indian law school. I only went 1 year. 1 year, so I studied the federal Indian law for that whole year. Just because it says federal Indian self-determination, Indian sovereignty, that doesn't really mean what it says. All these laws and policies that are written where it will work for the Congress, not for us. That's the way I understood that. So I never went back because of funding and all that. The scholarship was for 2 years, but you know, there's other expense that it takes. So that's like, if you're aware of what the Indian policy is, you know, that's an interesting thing to study. And at one time, I was at a conference too, gang conference. They were talking about gangs on Indian land. And you know what they said? They were saying the gang started with Chinese. And then they said, then the first American Indian gang was the American Indian movement. That's what they said.